This is the Sea Haggis. John Hanna designed Tahiti Ketch, designed in the early 30s. Um, this particular boat was built in the early 70s in Costa Mesa, California. It's all mahogany planked. It's glued, edge nailed, bead and cove strip planking, all mahogany. Decks are mahogany planked and epoxy fiberglass over. House sides and the whole boat is mahogany basically. Sitka spruce mass. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Let's see. It's a real comfortable little boat. I'm going to be trying to sell it, I think. It's a real sturdy little thing. It's got a CQR, 35-pound CQR on the front. And it also has a fisherman anchor on the foredeck, you'll see later. The sails are all new, or well, I shouldn't say new, they were new in 2006. The boat's been sailed a half a dozen times since, probably. Requires quite a bit of maintenance. I've maintained it for since 1996. And what you're seeing right there was that little box on the foredeck was the container for the propane bottles for the stove. But I try to keep the boat real nice, and it actually needs a haul out right now, but I'd like to time that with the new buyer if I could. And it has a Garmin, I forget the number or the model number of GPS, and it's got a little tiller master and stuff like that that all works. It has 12 volt and 110 volt wiring in it, but for the most part it's all 12 volt. The Sitka spruce masts are beautiful condition. They get varnished about two or three times a year. The house sides get varnished 2 or 3 times a year, most likely 3 to 4 times a year, I guess. Cockpit comb or trim and stuff like that, and the hatches gets done and probably 4 or 5 times a year. The decks have a nice non-skid on it. The boat is 30 feet on deck, 10-foot beam, displaces close to 19,000 pounds. The rigging is, or the running rigging is all Leoflex polypropylene. It's traditional looking, but modern materials. Works really well. It's all half-inch or 5/8, and some 3/8 basically. The running rigging or the standing rigging was new in 2006 when I replaced the sails. At the same time, the running rigging was replaced. There's the fisherman anchor on the foredeck. Has a real nice bronze, and I think it's probably an Albin winch on the front, single speed. Works very nicely. The anchor rod is 300 feet of half-inch braid, nylon braid with probably 100 feet of 3/8 or 5/16 chain on it. That spool you see on the deck is it's 3/4 inch 3-strand nylon with about 50 feet of 3/8 chain. It's a storage place for a spare anchor rod, basically. Lots of nice working room on the deck, nice wide side decks. Sail covers were new 6 months ago. We'll go down inside here. There's a very nice interior. Painted out really nicely. The previous owner was an impeccable painter. He did a lot of the painting on the boat, the original painting on the interior. and all I've ever done is maintained it, but it's done very nicely. The upholstery was new when I bought the boat in '96, which is just it's a button tufted Naugahyde in burgundy, all bronze, 4-inch. I think they're 4-inch ports. They might be 6-inch ports. I can't remember without sitting here looking at them. I think, but very nice bronze opening ports. The galley, the sliding doors in the galley are all stained glass. I don't live on the boat, but I keep it supplied. It's got 30 days of food on the boat at all times. A lot of I use it for it's a weekend getaway basically, and I day sail the boat. Have for the last or since '96 when I bought it. I've never voyaged in the boat. I've voyaged in other boats, but this is kind of I've always had boats, and I just like keeping a boat around. It's handy, but my life's gonna be changing here shortly, so I'm looking at selling it. But it's a wood boat, requires maintenance, upkeep. That's 110 volt lighting you see inside. The one on the left is runs off a small inverter that runs off the boat house battery, and the one on the right runs off of shore power. Nice rounded cabin corner for the head. It's a hanging locker there. And real nice. All the doors on the inside, the cabinetry and stuff like that. It's real nice varnished mahogany. And the head door is a real pretty head door. It's all nice varnished mahogany also. Has a nice sized head. I'm 5 feet 7.5 inches. I stand up it has full standing headroom for me in the head. The headroom in the boat goes from 5 feet 7 inches to about 5 feet 8.5 inches. Has an Avon 6-man life raft. Coastal. Hasn't been repacked since 2006. Life preservers, and I keep my excess running line and stuff like that in the head. Good place to keep it. It's out of the way. There's the Avon 6-person coastal life raft. It was new, I think, in about 1999 or 2000, and the last time it was repacked was 2006. This is the 4-peak, nice size 4-peak. It's if I were 20 years younger, I'd use that to sleep in. It's real comfortable once you get into it. But if you're getting up in the middle of the night, it's I'm not as young as I used to be, so it's a little problematic for me getting out of. But once you get into it, it's a real nice sized berth, and it's a cozy little place. Once you're looking back towards the companionway and the galley. Comfortable berth on the left. The berth on the right's actually usable. Your feet go in underneath the salon table. I'll show you how how you get access to the engine. It's a Ferryman diesel. Move the companionway. That folds down. That folds up. That's a little. It's a drawer that I keep all my silverware and knives and whatnot in for a galley. Nice galley light. Good access to the engine. It's a Ferryman 2-cylinder, P30 model, 26 horsepower, 2-cylinder. Engine is absolutely beautiful. I trust it to do anything. Runs very nicely. Their previous owner rebuilt the engine and he's a very conscientious, fussy type of individual, and had a well-known engine rebuilder rebuild this engine. But the engine is beautiful. It has about 150 hours on it. It'll run forever basically, and I keep it very nicely. It's not rusty. It's very clean, nicely painted. Multiple fuel filter systems on it. Nice stainless steel pan under it. Sits on very nice varnished oak beds. Cooler there on the right. Doesn't have refrigeration. Just an ice box or a cooler basically. I always wanted to put a 12-volt cooler in it, which you could handle. The boat would handle a 12-volt cooler very easily. I'd have either a solar panel or a good-sized solar panel on board, or keep a little small Honda generator that you charge a good-sized battery up once a week. Propane stove, stainless steel, polished, shipmate, 2-burner. So this has kind of been the boat here. It gives you a little better idea of what it is. I'm going to be asking probably $20,000 for the boat. I think it's a nice value, but it does require maintenance, and you have to be a wood boat person to own it, sort of. And but it's a fun little thing. It's a heck of a weekend getaway. I've enjoyed this thing for many years. Thanks for watching.